I felt like I should post something after this SmackDown. That's the go home SmackDown for the Survivor Series, which I now have the network to watch, but I'm going to be at work when it's on. What is it with work only interfering with stuff that I want to watch for my channels? It's a conspiracy, I tell you. Anyways, so Charlotte beats Natty, and this is a week after AJ loses, and I'm curious. So you've got those titles changed hands. The tag titles changed hands on Raw. Now, were these title changes only geared to make it seem like WWE is pushing different talent, or is this a matter of panic booking by WWE? Now, I can get Jinder Mahal. Now, I posted a video not that long ago where I said Jinder Mahal looked like a legitimate champion. The way he lost it, he looked like a jobber, but, there's that. But I understand why they did it. AJ Styles is simply one of the most popular wrestlers ever. I saw him when we went to Abbotsford, and he was awesome. He's a really solid worker, and he deserves everything he gets. He deserves the push. He deserves a title. He deserves the title. And a matchup between him and Brock could be fun. Yes, Brock will win it, but it could be a fun matchup. I could even see an interesting storyline of, say, Paul Heyman tried to recruit AJ Styles. AJ Styles feels like a Paul Heyman guy. And he can work, and he can talk. So it could be fun. But there is a panic feel to this, isn't there? It was going to be Natalya against Alexa Bliss, which I was kind of looking forward to. I thought that could be a fun match. Now, Alexa and Charlotte will probably tear the house down too, but Charlotte will win. I did have a look at the original lineup, and I thought it was weird that it was all heels. I thought that was really weird, that it was all bad guys that were fighting over the titles. And I thought, even though it's champion versus champion, you lose something when they're all bad guys. Although Brock, you could argue, is just a tweener. He's basically a muscle-bound version of what Stone Cold was. He'll fight anybody. Except he only fights once every couple of months. I honestly wish they'd just take the title off Brock. It doesn't do anything. And by not having the title on Raw every week, you're losing something. Big time. You're losing something. And again, this is why Jinder Mahal feels like I'll still say feels. It feels like Jinder Mahal's title reign meant more than Brock's to me, because Brock's never on television. He's never defending the title. Part of the reason that I resented Hulk Hogan in the 80s, part of the reason I couldn't stand him, was that I would watch guys like, I want to say Barry Windham. He wasn't in WWE for very long after I started watching, though. I'm just thinking of hard workers. Ricky Steamboat, Randy Savage, Tito Santana. I wasn't a fan of his, but he worked a lot. And then you'd see Hogan come in once every couple of months and just win. Punch, 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 kick, atomic drop, leg drop, and it's over. And it didn't sit well with me. Because I would watch a guy like Paul Orndorff get built up for months, and then Hogan just punch, 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 kick, 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 atomic drop, elbow drop, leg drop. He threw in the elbow drop that time because he wanted to show he had a large repertoire. Leg drop and the win. And the leg drop was one of the weakest finishers ever. And I'm including the people's elbow. So I resented Hogan for that. And I think I have a similar feeling to that for Brock Lesnar. That I don't like seeing a guy have the title when he's never around. I feel like I'm CM Punk right now. Or John Cena talking to The Rock. Cena's doing movies now too, so... Of course, Cena waited until his body was broken down. The Rock was smart enough not to do that. I do think Cena has a lot of nagging injuries from wrestling, and I think that's why he's just gone further into the acting side of it and the TV side of it, and he's got out of the ring. He realizes his time is pretty much up. The Rock went out while the going was good. He realized he was a hot commodity, and it was a good time to get out. So I have no ill will against him, and I almost preferred the way The Rock was handled when he came back. But again, whether it's The Rock, it's it's Bill Goldberg or now Brock Lesnar, you always feel like they're temporary. Like they're not really in major feuds, or if they are, you don't see them. And it takes away from the weekly show. As of, for instance, they've wanted to push Roman Reigns as champion forever. And maybe they're building up to Roman versus Brock for WrestleMania. I don't think so. I think they've backed off on that. Maybe it'll be Braun Strowman, but because of the way Brock is booked, who on Raw looks like a threat to him right now? I don't think anybody does. I genuinely don't think anybody looks like a threat to Brock Lesnar. Now, you could argue, well, that'll make it more of a shock when he loses. It's going to make it stupid when he loses. It's sort of like when Goldberg came in and beat him in like 20 seconds. And now nobody can touch him. So you're telling me Goldberg's that much better than everybody else on the roster? No. I would like to see the internet wrestling community blow up. I'd like to see Triple H come out and beat Brock for the title at Mania. Just for the IWC to go completely insane. That would be really funny. But my concern is apparently Brock's contract won't be up at Mania. Apparently it continues after that. So then what? Do we still have Brock as champion forever? Brock doesn't need the title to get over. Brock doesn't need the title at all. Brock Lesnar is legitimately the beast. He's a legit fighter. He doesn't need the belt. If this was AJ Styles up against Seth Rollins or Dean Ambrose or, I don't know, Finn Balor, title versus title, you were looking at a fantastic match. Absolutely fantastic match. And instead, we're going to get AJ versus Brock, and Brock will probably squash him. The Miz is still against Baron Corbin. I don't get this one because they're both heels. I think the crowd will cheer for the Miz because I think everybody hates Baron Corbin. The Shield versus New Day just feels like a mismatch. The Shield will beat him. New Day now is just getting fed to teams. I think the comedy act has gone so far now that I think they're officially doing the clown. They're no longer to be taken seriously at all, in the ring or out of it, which is too bad. Like I said, Natalya is out, and Charlotte will probably beat Alexa Bliss because you have to have a face win something big. Oh, and they got that Enzo versus Kalisto match. I don't care. I really don't. I'm so done with the let's beat up Enzo while we give him the belt thing. This is just dumb. Kalisto probably wins it because you need to have faces win things. The Bar. It's against the Usos. Usos are the tag champs now, right? Who cares? I'm not kidding. Who cares? Seriously. It doesn't matter. Hopefully Cesaro gets his swing in there and swings one of them about 50 times. And then the match will just end at a schmoz or something. It doesn't matter. And then the 5-on-5 matches, all I know is Randy Orton's going to be a sole survivor. I wouldn't be surprised if Randy Orton's a sole survivor of the women's match. Just bring him out in a wig. Just, Santino Orton. Oh, I really shouldn't say that out loud. They'll do it. But yeah, the women's survivor, it'll probably be Nia Jax. Because they got to build her up now, right? Because she threatened to walk out on the company or whatever may or may not have happened. Gotta love the dirt sheets because you get the conflicting reports on the dirt sheets. I think WWE's been feeding information to the dirt sheets for a while. Well aware it's going to get out there, and I think they feed conflicting reports so that we don't really know what's going on, which is fine, but I think it was just designed to give extra heat to Nia Jax because she's been there over a year and she's done nada. Zip. And I put that on WWE Creative. You've got a woman who, has decent mobility for her size, and she's marketable. She's related to The Rock, and you haven't done anything with her. Nothing. So, alright. I guess you guys can let me know your picks for Survivor Series below. Again, I don't really care who wins the actual 5-on-5 matches because they don't matter. They're trying to make it matter with this stupid invasion crap, but Raw invading SmackDown just felt weird. There was a lot of the SmackDown roster that just sat back there and watched Shane McMahon get the crap beat out of him. I'm fine with that. It's just weird. Because it was supposed to be the entire roster against the entire roster, and it felt that way when SmackDown invaded Raw, but when Raw invaded SmackDown, it was a very surgical, tactical thing, where a few guys came out, and a few other guys came out, and then, we'll leave it at that. It just seemed kind of weird to me. It wasn't the whole roster. Because I was naming off guys while I'm watching this invasion. Naming off, well, where are these guys? Well, these guys should care, shouldn't they? Oh, I guess they don't care. I guess they already went home. They're already out drinking. I just found it weird. You guys can let me know if I'm the only one in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And thank you for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.